Miss Cherry, and today we're going to talk all about the weather. So boys and girls, I think we should get Mr. Sun out since we're going to talk about the weather. Are you ready to sing Mr. Sun with me? Here it goes. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. All these little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Good job, boys and girls. Boys and girls, what other weather can there be aside from Mr. Sun coming out? Do you know, boys and girls? Well, Miss Cherry's going to tell you all about it. So when Mr. Sun comes out, it is very sunny, just like in Miss Cherry's Storytime video. But what happens when Mr. Sun is hiding behind the clouds? It can get quite cloudy, that's right. Now sometimes when it's cloudy, it can get quite windy. That's also a weather. And when it gets cloudy and windy, and it can get quite rainy too. That's right. Where Miss Cherry lives, it can get very rainy a lot of the times. Now, when it gets very, very rainy, it can become very stormy with lightning. So we call that stormy. And sometimes it can snow where you are, and it will become very snowy. Boys and girls, this is all the weather that we can have. And do you know how Miss Cherry remembers all of these different weathers? I have a special song. Do you want to hear it? Perfect. This is how it goes. What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? Is it sunny? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? Is it cold? What's the weather? What's the weather? What's the weather like today? Is it stormy? Is it windy? Is it snowy? Is it hot? That's the weather song, boys and girls. And that's how Miss Cherry remembers all these different weather. Our story today is about the rainy weather. And this book is called Raindrop, Plop. Are you ready for the story? Well, if you are, I want you to sit crisscross applesauce and turn on your listening ears because the story is going to start. One little raindrop, dark, dark sky. Look at the sky, boys and girls. Two little raindrop, clouds go by. Three little raindrops, splat, splat, splat. Boys and girls, what's happening? It's raining, that's right. Four little raindrop, boots and hat. Do you like to wear your boots and hat when you go out to play in the rain? I hope so, or else you'll get very wet. Five little raindrops, shiny red coat. Look at that little girl. She's got a red raincoat. And the wormies are coming out. Six little raindrops, bright blue boat. Do you see where the bright blue boat is? That's right, it's right here. Seven little raindrop, plop in a cup. Eight little raindrops, umbrellas up. Nine little raindrops, puddle fun, yay! She's jumping in a puddle. 10 little raindrops, still no sun. Do you like to jump in puddles when it's raining? Too many raindrops, run, run, run! It's pouring now. She's gonna run back home. Back in the house now, that is it. Off the raincoat, off the hat. Ten little toes is in a nice warm tub. 9 soapy bubbles, scrub-a-dub-dub. 8 fluffy towels, soft and white. 7 brass buttons, shiny and bright. 6 tiny marshmallows float in a cup. It sounds like she's warm and cozy. 5 small pretzels, gobble them up. 4 furry squirrels want something to eat. 3 hungry birds, tweet, tweet, tweet. Can you find the squirrels? That's right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 bright eyes, what do they see? Out of the window, out by the tree. Raindrop, stopping one by one. No more raindrops. What do you think is gonna come? Sun, sun, sun. That's right, the sun's coming out. The end. Boys and girls, we're gonna play a little game, and I've got some different clouds with shapes on it. Now, do you remember what shape this is? That's right, this is a square. How about this one right here? It's a triangle. How about this one right here? It's a heart. How about this one right here? That's right, that's a diamond. How about this one over here? A circle. And the last one, a star. Great job, boys and girls. Now, you know what Miss Cherry's gonna do? Miss Cherry's gonna take one of these clouds away, and you're gonna have to remember which one Miss Cherry took away. Are you ready? Here we go. Do you remember what was in the middle right here? I'll give you a little hint. It kind of looks like the triangle, but there's something on the bottom as well. And it starts with a D. The diamond. That's right. You got it. Do you remember which shape was right here? I'll give you a little hint. It is the shape of a ball. What do you think that is? That's right, it's circle. What was over here, boys and girls? Do you remember? Well, this is the shape of the pyramid. Do you know how the pyramid looks like? It looks like this. What shape is that, boys and girls? That's right, it's triangle. All right, boys and girls, that is all the time we have for our game today. But if you want to continue playing more games at home, you can always play some of Miss Cherry's Boom cards. And this week is about the weather, and specifically about rain. That's right. So boys and girls, you can always play my Boom cards on mommy and daddy phone or iPad or even the computer. Boys and girls, since our story today was all about rain, I thought we should talk about how it really rains. Now boys and girls, we need to learn how the water cycle works. That's right, we need to learn how it works in order for us to know how it rains. So boys and girls, the first step of the water cycle is called evaporation. Can you say evaporation? Evaporation. Now how does this happen? Well, one important friend has to come out, and that is Mr. Sun. That's right, Mr. Sun has a very important job to do. He has to heat up the water as on Earth. And when the water gets heated up, it becomes water vapor. Can you say water vapor? Water vapor. And guess what happens? It evaporates up to the sky. Can you say evaporate again? Evaporate up to the sky. And when the water vapor goes up to the sky, it's very cold. And guess what happens to it? It becomes droplets of water again. Now, when those droplets of water form, a lot more come, and it will form a cloud. That's right. And this part of the water cycle is called condensation. Can you say condensation? Condensation. That is right. Now, when these clouds, and there's so much water droplets that forms, it can get heavy, right? And guess what happens when the clouds get heavy? That's right, it starts to rain. And when this rain, this part of the water cycle is called precipitation. Can you say precipitation? That's right. And then all the water goes back onto Earth, and it goes into the lakes, the oceans, the river, and it collects it. And that is the end of the water cycle, and it begins all over again with evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Boys and girls, now that you'll learn how it rains, we're going to do a little art experiment that you can do at home, and this will be your art of the week. You need a jar, something that you could see through, and you need water, shaving cream, and some food coloring or watercolor or whatever you have at home. So first you need to take out your jar, pour in your water, and then we're gonna take our shaving cream and we're gonna make some clouds in there. You ready? All right, let's get those clouds in there. Do you see the cloud? Now Miss Sherry's gonna take her food coloring and we're gonna add the food coloring all over the clouds. And remember what happens when the clouds get heavy? It starts to rain. That's right. So that's what Miss Cherry's doing, making the clouds heavy with food coloring. So I'm gonna add more food coloring. Do you see it? It's starting to rain. That's right. What color is the rain? It's red. Do you think there will be blue that's gonna come down? Maybe. Oh, that is the fun of it. You get to wait and see how long it takes for the food coloring to come down, because remember, when the clouds get very full, it will start to rain. So you might need to put a lot more food coloring than Miss Cherry. So you can see the red is coming down faster. Isn't that neat, boys and girls? And that, boys and girls, is all for today's story time. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story time, boys and girls, and I'll see you next week. Bye.